my name is Lineke Lijn, and in this tutorial we are going to draw perspective and the inside of a building. And I'm going to pay special attention on how to draw a ceiling and the floor, and with all the lines and how you can build this building in a perfect way. So I wish you all the luck and all the fun with this tutorial. In this tutorial we are going to draw the inside interior, and I want to explain how to work with two disappearing points and how to draw in a ceiling and a floor from those two disappearing points. Now, first, what you want to keep in mind is that you have a horizon, and that's about the eye height of the person that is watching. The two disappearing points are on this horizon. These are my main lines. This is the line for the ceiling, and this would be the line for the floor. From the left disappearing point, I can draw in the crossbars in the ceiling. So those are my main lines. You can see it right here, and they are all coming from the left disappearing point. Also, for the floor itself, you can see I'm using this left disappearing point for the right side of my floor. All the straight up lines are just straight, right angles. Here is my horizon, and from all these points you can build up all kinds of interiors. I also use it, for instance, here in the opening in the wall or for a doorpost, and it's all coming from those two disappearing points, as are the bars that are in the ceiling. Now, to know where those bars are going to be, I want to demonstrate it for you in an example drawing, and I've blown it up so I can explain to you how to decide where the next bar is going to be. I want to draw in crossbars in the ceiling. Those heavy bars. Guess this is my first bar. All you need to do then is make a cross and then from your disappearing point again, you draw in a line just in this cross. What you do next is you take the right point and then go to the middle point and draw a straight line. Now you know exactly where your second bar will be. The same you do for the third bar. Here you see exactly where your third bar will be. And so on and so on. So draw the straight line and you know exactly where your fourth bar will be. So it's as simple as that, and it's very accurate. Okay, here I've drawn the most important lines as I demonstrated in the first drawing, and we will start doodling a little bit. It will not be a nice picture. I will leave in all the lines, but it's pure to demonstrate how I would build up my drawing. Here I am deciding where the bars will be in the ceiling. Those bars have a kind of thickness. So if you want those bars to look like bars, you will have to draw in the thickness of those the crossbars in the ceiling. This will be the lower part of the bars. You can see I draw them out from my left disappearing point. This is the top line of those bars. Also those you can draw from your left disappearing point. Then I put in the thickness of those bars. They are carriers and quite thick. Guess you want to draw in a floor with some tiles, about this big. You start out with 3 points and then you draw in from the left and the right disappearing point those lines. Now you can see your first tile. Then from that disappearing point you draw in the straight line from the cross. Then you go from the outer edge to the middle line, and then you know exactly where the next tile will be. So it's the same principle as you did in the bars for the ceiling. But now you are drawing in tiles for the floor. The same happens over here. Here I draw in my middle line. Then you take those cross lines. And then you know exactly where the next tile will be. And all the other tiles. It's very simple, but it's just something you have to see, and once you get it, well, it's very simple. Now I want to draw in those little bars in between the big crossbars. I get the same principle. First I have to decide where the first bar will be. These are the undersides of the big bars, and the start of those tiny bars between is just behind the first bar. But I do need to decide where the little bars will go. So I use the same principle as the tiles and the big bars. So now I simply start drawing from the right disappearing point the little tiny bars between the crossbars, the carriers. The first one is not correct. You can see that the first one is too broad. So I'm correcting this very exactly from the disappearing point. Now it is correct. Guess you want to draw in an opening and a door. Simply use your disappearing points to decide the width of the openings. Having those set in, you have to decide the thickness of the walls. Also for this, I'm using my disappearing points. Here I will demonstrate how to decide how thick your wall would be. Here you can see that my wall would be this big should the top of the thickness of the wall be like this big. Should you make the wall a little bit tinier or smaller, the upper line would be smaller too. I'm deciding to choose for the thick wall. The thickness I set out by the left disappearing point. Then I erase the lines that I don't use. And here I have the thickness of the opening of the wall. Guess you want to make some stairs that are just going around the corner into the corridor or something. I simply place in some little helper lines, and then I can put in some straight lines for the stairs itself. And then from my disappearing point, I can make each and every step of the stairs. In between, I place lines again, and here is my hallway. these are the sides of the stairs. So this way I can make a tiny little way to a hallway or something. Maybe you want to put in a little table. It's a low table and it would be about this high and about this broad. Then I make a cubicle form. And then I simply place the points together. This would be the measurement of my table. And maybe there's a big cat sitting on it or something. Or a vase with flowers or something. You can put in anything. I'm just demonstrating how to place some furniture inside your building. Maybe it's a table with little table legs on them. But using those disappearing points again, you can make the table perfectly correct. Maybe you want to draw in some more room, or maybe you create a different room. Then you simply place in some lines. Once you have a lot of lines standing, it is always possible to start drawing from with a free hand. Maybe I want to draw in some wall paneling. Then I simply draw the lines from the disappearing points. And I can easily put in some doorposts with some nice ornaments or something. Because I already have the most important lines standing from perspective, I can draw in all kinds of nice little details. Maybe there's a painting hanging on a wall or something. You can draw in anything you want. Once you have started to put in the lines that are perspectively correct. Once again, this is not a nice drawing. It's quite ugly, but it's just to demonstrate how the perspective is working now. Here, for instance, I'm putting in a little bit of wallpaper. And maybe you want to put in some color in the tiles. And maybe put in some thresholds. It's always fun once you start drawing in perspective to put in those little details. Here's my cat, for instance, sitting on the table, nicely in the center of my room, and I'm putting in more and more detail. Hey, that's my cat. So you can see you can easily go all the way you want. And that's the nice thing about putting in your first lines correctly. And when you want to do an actually nice drawing, not like this one, but a real nice drawing, you first head out with a hard pencil that you can erase completely. So you can erase all your little helper lines at the end, and you can actually make a very nice drawing if you want. It's just a demonstration of how the perspective could work, and you can make all kinds of interiors. And when you are working with a little bit of shadows and place in where the light would be, where the dark parts would be, the drawing will come more and more alive. Would you like to draw in a shiny floor, for instance? All you need to do is place some straight lines, simply at the right angle, and you get that nice shine. The heavy crossbars are dark, the doorposts a little bit darker. You can go all the way you want. Here I'm heading into the other room, for instance. That's a possibility too. Maybe there's a window, and a window with some curtains or something. You can draw in anything you want. But as you can see, it's all quite perfect. Not precisely, but it's quite perfect as I would like to demonstrate it to you. Well, this is my explanation of how you can draw an interior, and I wish you all the luck with it and all the fun with it. It's great fun to do, and I hope to see you again in one of my other videos. Take care. See you next time. Bye bye.